Oh, yes, it's lovely to be here. I was on a bus. Because there's nothing I enjoy more on the way to work than the company of people recently convicted of drink driving. But I was on the bus, right, and sat down to my right. There was a woman. And as we both trundled along in the limousine of the proletariat, the most magical moment occurred between us, right? When this woman lifted up her heavy winter coat and thoroughly ensconced her schnoz in her underarm to inspect the level of her own morning stink. And then as she did so, her gaze naturally lifted toward the back of the bus and we made deep and definite eye contact. I tell you what, you know your life is lacking in intimacy when you're still thinking about that moment 3 months later, don't you, huh? Oh, to be a sesame seed-sized man buried in the humid undergrowth of that pit, germinating in her forest floor funk on the 521 to Northland. Why do I do comedy? Because I've been banned from the spoken word scene. Yes, apparently there is a limit to how much bus-based erotica the poets of Melbourne can stand. No, truth be told, I am actually in a relationship now. Well, would you believe? I'm in a relationship with my girlfriend at the moment, and she's in a relationship with me right now. So actually the timing's worked out very well for us. She's amazing. She's so great, right? You know the honeymoon period of a relationship, right? That period, right, when it first begins and it feels like every second you spend with them is amazing and it just feels like it's always going to be that amazing, right? I feel like more often than not, right, the honeymoon period comes to an end, not because, you know, the passion starts to wane or you realise all of a sudden that smell you've been smelling the whole time is them. I think more often than not, right, the honeymoon period comes to an end when you have to first deal with the embarrassment of the other person kind of seeing you as the sort of full, multifaceted human being you are, right? You know, because for the first 6 months, right, the other person's just looking at you thinking, wow, this person's so fun and confident and even has his own room in a share house. And then all of a sudden, 6 months in, they're looking at you going, wow, this person has absolutely no self-control around a platter of dips. You know, and they're like, God damn it! This is the person I've fallen in love with? A man covered in baba ganoush? You're like, oh no, I'm sorry, I should have been more upfront about my dip problem from the beginning. And they're like, no, it's fine. Look, I probably wouldn't have fallen in love with you if you told me early on that in a Lebanese restaurant you have the vibe of a hippo let loose on a watermelon farm. And then after that moment, right, the relationship proper begins, right? Which is actually as good as the honeymoon period, right? There's actually, the only difference is there's now just a vague feeling of just being embarrassed all the whole time, right? Because before you ever met them, right, you were just going through life being you, and then all of a sudden you're sharing your life with someone and they're just there the whole time, just seeing you, you know, looking at you, noticing all this stuff about you, you know, just being like, oh, wow, Did you notice that you just ate an entire Woolworths mud cake in 2 days? That's interesting, isn't it, that you did that, right? That's it. Before, there wouldn't have been anyone here to see that, but I'm here now. Hello. There's nothing more romantic than accountability, is there? Woohoo! Huh? Are you feeling horny now that I'm here to witness all the parts of you you're most ashamed of? But no, why are you always looking at me? Because I love you. Well, stop it, piss off, go away. Actually, come back, it's worse when I'm alone. I would say me and my girlfriend are just on the other side of the honeymoon period, you know. She's seen me around a platter of dips. I've seen her shit her pants at a music festival. We're very much in love. It's great. Hey, have a great festival, guys. Thank you so much.